making some pinchos today. The park is really busy today because there's a lot of people in the park because it's a holiday. Some pincho, like $1. Longanito? What's up, y'all? So today's video is gonna be the how to get out of the United States, make a 6-month plan to get out of there, and I'm gonna give you what I think are some pretty good tips. So one of the tips would be to get your stuff sold. You gotta know the time of year because it does matter the time of year when you're gonna sell stuff. Like, you know, there's times when you have people with tax money. There's times when people are about to start buying stuff for Christmas. Times when people are buying houses and cars. And you want to make sure. I left in March, but it was after kind of the pandemic was getting over, which was like not a really good idea because everything I listed dirt cheap. Like, I basically had to give everything away, but that was like just kind of getting everything together really fast. And when I did get it together, I had to get on a plane right away, so I basically had only a few days to get into town and list it. You gotta give yourself a lot more time or you're gonna end up losing a lot of money. I mean, I gave away probably over $1,000 and stuff, but if you want to get out of the country bad enough, then you're going to do it. So you need to find a way to make income. Your income's got to be like something that you can live with. In Ibagué, I can live off $700 a month. In Medellin, probably need $1,500. In Cali, probably like $1,000, $1,200. The places where you go and where you want to live is going to matter how much money. So you got to really think about that. And if you can get like some kind of income, and say you have a car, you can try to sell your car, or you can rent it on websites like Turo. I got to see if I got an affiliate link for that because you guys want to help the channel or anything. But Turo.com, you can rent your car, and sometimes you need to have somebody really to trust with Turo because it's possible that you'd have to pay somebody to keep up your car and make the transaction. You really would have to trust them almost like family, basically. Or if you got an LLC, you could really run it like a business. The other thing is, I put the stuff that I had in storage, and I don't recommend that because it's expensive. I'm renting now storage, and it started off at $140 plus insurance, $155. Now it's at $207, and I can see that they're still saying it's a discount, which means they're going to raise the price again. So you might want to use a website like neighbor.com where you can use people with houses. People with houses rent space, and it's cheaper. You just got to make sure it's in a good neighborhood, and hopefully it's in a good neighborhood. You want to make sure it's somebody you can trust, and if it's going to be for a long time before you return, then you definitely want to rent that someone's house or their space or their garage. Especially if you have a car you're just not going to use and you don't want to get rid of it. There's people that rent garages a lot cheaper than like public storage. Public storage is a place I'm having a problem with there, and I really don't recommend public storage no more because they just increase the prices and give you discounts and stuff, but just they increase the prices. Déjame ver. ¿Y practicando? ¿Qué canción? Ok. Voy a enfocar mi cámara en chico. Guys, also I make money a little money just started, and it's way quicker than YouTube writing on Medium. I'm gonna put in the description a link that you can actually start writing on there. And if you get a good following, you're a writer just on different topics. You never know. You might have income doing that. Check it out, and want to put that in there. I forgot that while we were at the park. Yeah, what I was saying, those places definitely be careful because it can cost you a lot of money, and you live in another country. You want to pay as little as possible. The other thing is, I'm gonna tell you, like, if you have a house, you might want to sell it, or you might want to give it to a management company to rent it. Or this suggestion could be, depending on your city, really good. I have an Airbnb link if you want to become a host. You can rent your house on Airbnb. It depends on the city, because if you have a city like I did, like in Las Vegas, I was able to rent throughout the year. Throughout the year, I was able to rent my house 35 days, and I was able to make $11,000 only by renting during times it was really busy in Las Vegas. I know when the hotel prices, because I worked in a hotel, are high, and people are looking for Airbnbs. So I had a house in a decent part of town, in a good sized house, and I was able to rent it sometimes $350, $400 a night. Now, if you live in a rural area, that's not going to work. But still, you can make it work where you can still pay your house, and you can still make enough money to live here in Colombia and not have to worry about stuff. But you're going to have to pay somebody to keep it up. You got to have somebody you can trust, because all it needs is one really bad review, and then you won't be able to get anybody in there no more. So that's my suggestions, guys. Make sure you have a plan. Think about getting a lawyer for your residency. I was able to get mine because of marriage, and still had a lot of paperwork to do. Still got to go through the process one or two more times, depending on the new process. But yeah, any other things I would suggest? These things they're talking about, internet jobs worldwide and all that, is a bunch of garbage. And don't think you can just come to Colombia and get a job. If you're a teacher, if you have teaching skills, you can teach English. Make sure you do it all before you leave the United States if you're in the United States. Because leaving the United States, you have more chance to get the employment. Once you leave, there's a lot of, they say, we don't do this in this country. Once you get out of the country, you can try the VPN route. You can try to do that. I wouldn't just depend on that, but it's definitely something you want to get set up and start doing it now, like a 6-month plan. If you like selling stuff online, find out about the shipping. Depending on the cities here, it's pretty ridiculous. If you're not in the main city, that a major company like DHL or UPS has a hub, you're going to be paying a lot. So I wouldn't think you're just going to come here and start shipping products or doing stuff like normal. Affiliate marketing, stuff like that, you got to already have that going. It's one of those things, if you get here and even though it's cheap to live, you can burn money pretty fast. So yeah, that's my advice. If there's anything else, guys, then I'm gonna pretty much talk about it while we're not at the park. So I'm about to go ahead and take off because we got the motorcycle parked in the street. All right, until next time. Ay,